Hey friends, I am excited because I'm going to share a how-to tutorial flower arranging on magnolia leaves and magnolia blossoms, which I happen to have a gorgeous magnolia tree in my front yard. Magnolias are the symbol of Southern charm and grace, and I just love them. But what I do not love is how quickly the petals turn brown. Look at these. I had clipped them yesterday and they are already so brown. Although I even think this is quite lovely and would be pretty in its own regard, but we don't want the brown. We want to have them the nice, beautiful, kind of pristine wedding cake white. However, when I researched, if you're a detailed person, congratulations. But if you're like me and kind of want the lazy way of doing flowers, man, these are finicky. They're finicky. They said that when you cannot let the oils of your skin touch these little beauties. And so you have to wear gloves. You have to wear gloves or the petals will turn brown and they're just quite finicky. The other thing, I actually picked mine. They said pick them in the morning. You want to pick them in the morning. That's the best optimal bloom time to pick your magnolia leaves and blossoms. And if you can see this, this is completely covered with pollen. And so one tip they said, which I thought was very, very helpful, is to turn your magnolia leaves upside down or else pollen will get everywhere. And I was like, oh, sure enough, especially after the rain. But I think the rain may be a good time for these because I feel like they would be a little more preserving. So I have my gloves on and I am just trying to take the advice of the magnolia experts and the floral experts, and they say to do this. So that's what we're doing. And we're going to remove, okay, this one is quite nice. I like this one and hopefully we'll use it. Oh, there's still another little pollen thing. Okay, but I did also clip these bulbs, which my skin touched the other one. Hopefully, hey, you just forgot about that, right? Okay, so I have these bulbs, which I think would be a nice textural element to add. So let's just go ahead and get started. The magnolia leaves, I want to go ahead and start my base. And so I want to take one of these bulbs. Okay, these are all just kind of flopping out. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, stay in there, please, please. Okay, this is in real time here. All right, seriously. Okay, y'all, this is just the nature of the branch. You have to cut them like 8 to 12 inches. All right, you're just going to lay on the table. You just stay there. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut. This one's filled with pollen too. You know, people actually get the faux magnolia leaves, and florist said, I think just because they're so difficult to work with, but they're such a showy, fun look, they actually mix the faux florals with the real. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. So I may be on the hunt for some realistic magnolia leaves and blossoms. But for now, I mean, they are blooming and I just could not resist not incorporating them into an arrangement. Okay, so we're just gonna like lightly lay them on the table very delicately because they're flopping. And I'm gonna start with this bulb. And you want to make sure that, of course, only the leaves that frame it are around. And if there's any deeper leaves, you want to be mindful of that. You want to also snip at a 45-degree angle so that the water and floral food can absorb. The other thing that I read for tips for the magnolia leaves were when you're cutting the magnolia blossoms to actually place them in a cooler. And I'm like, really? Is this like, are we trying to tote an organ for a vital heart transplant or what? So again, I may not be working with these very, very often, but I thought they were worthy of at least one video. So I have this grid all taped off with the green. You can get it in clear too, but with the floral tape. And I have a little bit of floral food and bleach in there in the water. And I'm just going to let these, I like them to flop, but I don't want them to flop as you saw so much that they actually fall over. And so I am going to be mindful of that. I do like the natural curvature, how they kind of curve over. So I'm just going to put this one and lay it just like so in here. And I'm going to get a couple more. I really like the bulbs. I think bulbs give you a little more time because they take longer to open up and there's some interest. Always watch for creepy crawlers. This is literally the second spider. Ah! Second spider. There was one earlier this morning. Okay, so he's gone now. Good thing I had gloves on, right? There's another reason you want gloves. Okay, so I'm just going to take a couple of these leaves off. Aren't they gorgeous? I love the brown undersides. They make beautiful garlands. I saw one at Michael's just recently with the magnolia leaves and it looked just like the real thing. Okay, so we're gonna put this one here and we're gonna kind of flank this one on the side. I think that looks nice. Ta-da! Let's just start with that, okay? Let's start with that. Now I'm going to come in with some of these very, very beautiful hydrangeas because they're bushy and they're beautiful and they're fun. And I want to, before I trim, I want to just kind of see how tall I want it. And obviously this is too tall. So we are going to snip off a good amount at an angle again. Okay. All right. I think that is still too floppy. I just feel like it's too long still. So we are going to go a little shorter. Okay. All right. I think that looks good. I like the taller vase for some reason. I like either hydrangeas to be taller or real, real short, but they do need a little bit of support. And I did pre-soak these. I got these at Publix. And I pre-soaked them in the water and floral food last night. So that was good. Oh, I really do love the bulbs here. Let's actually add one more. Got some pollen going on. My goodness. Okay. So let's see if I can give this a trim. So yeah, they said at least 8 inches when you are cutting the branches. Okay, yeah, I think 3 is nice. So we'll do one more over here. I think this is going to be fun. You know, flower arranging is an adventure. No flower arrangement is the same. And so you just have to kind of go with it. Okay, so we have that. And now we are going to grab, okay, so this one's a little wilty on the leaf. So we're going to clip this one off. And I kind of like that one. It has personality, so we're going to leave that. And again, you want to kind of have shape, form. If I did this the exact same length, I feel like it doesn't have as much personality, so I want one to be a little bit taller. So I do like to stair step my flowers just a bit. Okay, so we're going to see. We're going to pop this one in here, and you'll go right. Oh, don't have enough support. How about this side? Ah, there. Perfect. Yay. Do your turntable. We are looking lush. Okay. Very, very nice. Okay, and then I want to take at least one more. I have two. Which one looks fuller? I think you do. Okay. So as pretty as this leaf is, it has a little bit of insect eating action, so we're gonna have to let it go. Okay, so let me see how tall this one should be. Oh, that is gorgeous. So, so pretty. That will be the tall one right there in the back. Okay, we're gonna trim this one just a bit. Very, very good. Okay, these have like thicker stems, and so I always have to get you a good pair of little like pruning shears. Yay! Okay, I totally love that. That is so, so pretty. And now that we have the 3 big bushy flowers, we're gonna go in with this, and I totally forgot how to pronounce it. Okay, I don't even know, but you know what? My husband is actually recording me right now, and so he's going to tell me, what is the name of it? Astrorium? I can't even remember. Okay, so that's the word. I'm putting an insert slide. I cannot ever remember the name of these. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. But it starts with an A. Okay. And we are going to put these in. I don't like them by themselves. Okay, I really don't like them by themselves. But I do like them when you add them as a textural emphasis in, okay, see some of these leaves are wilty. So we're gonna get rid of that. Anything that's like wilty, you want to just pop it off. Okay, so we're going to cut this down. All right, that looks good. Yay, okay. All right, so we're gonna pop this in here. Y'all, look how simple. These are so inexpensive too. You get a whole bunch of them for like $4, and you need a good, whichever arrangement, you need a good textural element, whether it's berries, whether it's these kind of really, really fun, flamboyant leaves. I think it was Astromarium. Alstroemeria. That was the name of it. Alstroemeria. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to remember the name. Alstroemeria. Now you can remember it too when you go hunting for flowers. Alstroemeria. Okay. So we're going to cut this down here, and we're just going to keep popping these in, make you a little bit shorter. Alstroemeria. That has a lot of syllables there. Okay. All right. Put this in here. I am just loving the personality of this piece. It is super, super fun. I like how the bulbs kind of hang down and flop down. And then these are just super, super fun. So we're going to cut a few more of these. And I'm definitely, I wanted to add in some roses and spray roses, but for some reason, my grocery stores, they used to have a lot of like separate designer bunches with roses, and they do not anymore. They have them like in the dozen. So I would love for those to come back. Maybe they will. Okay, so we're going to put this one in here. Oops. And that is too tall. So just keep eyeballing. But I love white and green arrangements. It's a rainy day today. And whenever it's raining, I don't know why, but I really like just fresh florals because they just add a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of freshness in your space. Okay, so I'm going to add one more. Obviously, the huge gaping hole is right here. And so we are going to add one more of these. But I would have loved, ideally, to add some spray roses or something else. And I do feel like it would, oh, that's beautiful. That would have been really fun too. But I'm really loving how this is turning out. Okay, so we're going to add a few more of these. And then really that is it. This may be one of the most simple arrangements. I don't know why I got so stressed out about the lovely magnolia leaves. I think they just felt like there were so many steps for how to care for them and pop them in a cooler. And then another site was like, actually, they like warm water. I was like, well, warm water, cold water, put it in a bucket. Which is it? So I'm going to have to research those a little bit more. Okay, so we have one more gap right here. So, you know, you want a nice full arrangement. And when you are afraid that you don't have enough flowers, get you a filler flower like Alstroemeria. Okay, now we've got the fun name, Alstroemeria. Okay, let me put this one, tuck this one right in here. Yeah, that looks great. And then I feel like it needs one, maybe like right here. We'll tuck one in. Oh, actually right there, right in between. Why? Because I'll show you why. We have a bushy flower here and a bushy flower here. We need to break it up and we're gonna put it right there. Okay, cut this one, pop off the leaves so that they don't gunk up your beautiful vase water. All right, let's stick you right here. Yeah. And ta-da! We have an arrangement. So I hope that was fun. Oh, okay, guys, should I actually use one of these or two of the big blooms? You know, it almost feels like a shame not to. Let's go for it. We're gonna add one right here. I'm so sorry. I almost forgot about you. Okay, so here is, we're gonna take this insect-eaten leaf off. Okay. And, okay. Looks like another little bulb is trying to come over here. Wow, this was a fun little adventure here. Yeah, this one needs one right here. So we're just gonna cut this, pop you in right here. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous, but I don't like it there because it's not curving right. Let me see. I don't want it to like flop completely over. I didn't even get in the grid, did I? There we go. Okay, so you want to curve it. Basically, you want to curve it so it doesn't come out of the vase. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's really pretty. Ideally, I'd want it to be a little more propped up, but I still think it's pretty coming off the side. I like it. So I hope this gave you some fun ideas. After I do these floral arrangements, I inevitably fuss a little bit more. But whether you are a DIYer, whether you want to just elevate your space or create some gorgeous customized arrangements for a wedding or an event, I hope this gave you some fun ideas. Please like and subscribe. I try to add the videos on Thursdays. And thank you for tuning into the House of Jen.